So like a lot of people don't realize that like if you're just stuck in your house 24/7, you ain't going nowhere, you ain't seeing no one. Man. You're just stuck in your head. Yeah. And if your head is already messed up and in a dark place, all you're gonna do is just sit here and play in that loop. So you end up in that damn downward spiral.
Oh, it was in the cup. And what did he do? He spilled that shit. 1, 2, 3. He spilled that shit. Spilled that shit. All over the goddamn mic. Spilled that shit. He spilled that shit. Oh my gosh.
Ah, shit is falling on the table.
All over. It was in the cup. It was in the cup and he spilled it. Man, he spilled that shit. Fuck. I gotta clean this shit up.
Maybe you should put, please don't wear headphones while listening to this.
Fuck that! Yo, what's up in the motherfucking cup? I'm your host, Sex Cheeks, a.k.a. Mr. Cups, a.k.a. The Cup Man. And today we are here with Shane Michaels. What's poppin', man?
What's up, man?
This is a photographer.
Yep.
Local in A2, right?
Yep. I'm actually in Ypsi. I live in Ypsi, but I based my business at A2.
Whitetown. That's how I go.
Yeah.
So how long you been taking pictures, bro?
So I started photography probably.
Wait. I always forget. They know I always forget. Drop your socials real quick for them.
All right. So every single social is either at shanemichael.co or at one Shane Michael.
All right. And you can follow me at Sedex Cup. They're both right there in the middle of the screen. Yeah. So go ahead. How long you been taking pictures, bro?
I probably started like 2.5 years ago, just as like a hobby type deal, honestly.
Well, what do you mean, like a hobby? Like you just went outside and like took pictures on your phone?
Well, no. So before taking pictures, I've always been into like creative stuff, just like kind of like ease the tension. I suffer from depression and anxiety.
Oh, okay.
So in order to get me out of like that bad mindset, I always have to find something creative or something to do to get me out of it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, for the longest time, back in high school and stuff like that, I would like do like small sketches, stuff like that. And then after high school, I started getting into painting and stuff like that. The problem with painting, though, is it takes forever.
Painting is a very long process.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's nights where I was like, I was super calm and everything after it, but I was literally be up all night and not get any sleep and have to go back to work because I was up all night painting and not even realizing it.
I actually only paint when I'm feeling down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time I paint.
Yeah, I mean, it's super relaxing and definitely like gets you into a better mindset. Mm-hmm. But like, it takes forever. And the problem with that is like, I ended up getting so into painting that I wanted to do like these like grand paintings. But the problem with that is, like I said, it just takes forever. And then I'd end up having to leave, go to work or something like that, go to bed. And then I'd come back to that painting and I'd be so frustrated. And I'd just be like, no, this isn't what I wanted. And I'd end up like getting into a cycle of just like being frustrated with the same painting.
And tired and like always.
Right. And then what I'd end up doing is I'd end up like completely scrapping it and like painting over a painting.
Oh,
to try and like redo it and perfect it, and my mind would just like get stuck in that loop.
It's not a little perfectionist thing, though. Painting's like if you fuck up, you fucked up.
Yeah,
keep moving with it.
Yeah. Whereas like my mind would just like not allow me to do that. I'd like come back to it the next day. Whereas like some people, they'll come back to it, they'll see it and be like, all right, whatever, and just keep going. Yeah. I'd be like, nah, scrap. I have to redo.
Fuck this painting. Put the whole through it.
I'd have to completely redo it and just like scrap that project.
Bob Mars, what's his name? Bob.
Bob Ross. Yeah.
Ross. Bob Ross.
Yeah. Happy little trees.
Happy
little mistakes.
Yeah. They're not mistakes. They're happy little mess ups.
Yeah.
That's a good quote from Bob Ross.
Yeah.
So how would you say like art just kept you out of like a depressive state?
Kind of. So like
depression's real, by the way.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I ended up scrapping that, and at that time, like for a while there, I didn't have like anything to like keep me out of the depressive state. I didn't have anything creative going on. I was just kind of like going on the grind, just working 24/7 as much as I could. And I finally was like, all right, recognize I'm in this like, downfall in this bad area. Let me find something to do. And I started watching like YouTube and stuff like that. And I think one of the first people I came upon was like Peter McKinnon, Chris Howe.
Yeah.
Both of those guys, they're really good photographers and cinematographers.
Right.
And I saw their stuff and I was like, oh, that's dope.
Well, I think it's really good that you're like outputting instead of inputting, instead of like actually like making something instead of going to drinking or being your dick watching porn or
so
or whatever,
I can definitely talk about that because like there was definitely a time where like all I did was drink, like really? Straight up, like there was
That makes it worse.
Yeah, there was straight up like a 1.5, 2 year period where like it was just like straight drinking the entire time.
Everybody got pits, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
How'd you get yourself out of that hole?
So that's
for advice for somebody else, like imagine.
So that advice for me, it's a really hard advice to go through. So I went through a lot of crap right after high school. Right after high school, I lost my best friend's grandma, who was essentially almost like a second grandma to me. Mm-hmm. I also ended up breaking up with my girlfriend, or she broke up with me.
Damn.
I ended up getting arrested because of my dad, which is a wild story. I ended up getting kicked out of my house and was like couch surfing for a while.
You were going through it, man.
Oh yeah.
All of this hitting you at once.
Oh yeah, I ended up getting kicked out of school because like I was like in such a depressive
Oh man.
Because I was in such a depressive state that I was just like
couldn't operate.
Yeah, I couldn't operate. And I honestly just like didn't care. I was just like whatever.
Yeah, people definitely start to like detach from everything else when shit's rough.
Oh yeah. So all that led to I ended up getting in with a bad crowd. I ended up drinking a ton, and literally like every other day was just like a straight up party. So like I'd go to work, leave work, go to a party,
and the money from work was just going straight to
essentially
drinking.
Yeah. So it was just like a giant loop of
like
just
a drain. Yeah. Damn, bro.
Yeah. So like
I'm glad you're here now.
Well, that's where the story comes to a weird point. As I mentioned, I am depressive. I do have anxiety really bad. I actually almost committed suicide. I attempted. And it was a really weird time. It was like I attempted suicide. I ended up getting put in the psych ER.
Who helped? Did anybody help you at the time?
I mean, I kept it a secret for like I just came out with that this year. Like a lot of people didn't know about it until like earlier this year when I started.
It's hard to get help at that time. I understand.
It's ridiculously hard. And so for me at that point in my life, I was feeling I didn't feel like I had anybody I could talk to.
Right.
Like, like I mentioned, I was detached from my family. I didn't have any really like close relationship with anybody in my family at that point.
Right.
I was working so much that like any friends that I had were the ones that were like putting me into a darker spot because they were just the ones I was drinking and partying with.
It was just bad friend group. People you hang around definitely influence everything.
They're the type of friend group that like if you said you were depressed, they're like, here, have another drink.
Like that's gonna help you. Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm having a bad day. Y'all come out and drink with us. Like,
it's not even like here, have a beer. It's like here, take a shot at like whiskey, or have some Jaeger, have some vodka.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That's
and
really bad,
it's not
bro.
like they would stop every one. It's like one after the other, and next thing you know, you're 6 shots in after 30 minutes of being home from work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So like,
how'd you get those people out of your life?
Literally, it all happened like me almost killing myself made me realize like, okay, clearly that didn't work. Something needs to be fixed. Something needs to happen. And at that point, I just completely stopped hanging out with that friend group. I just like cut them off. I moved back in with my grandparents and still am living with my grandparents, but like moved back in with them and was living with them. And it was through all of that like I started working with this guy that I had met at the gym. Mm-hmm. Basically ended up running his company for like 1.5 years.
Oh, really?
Shortly after that. Yeah, it was a cleaning and maintenance company.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so with that, I ended up needing to hire people. I ended up hiring my cousin and a couple of my friends, and we all worked together. It was mostly me and my cousin, but we would literally work like
better people than you were hanging out with before.
Yeah. Honestly, it was like me becoming a workaholic to try and like get out of that place and like
gave you something to work for.
Yeah, it definitely pushed me out of like that dark area. Mm-hmm.
So things are better now.
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah. So all of that led to eventually me coming back into church. I now help out with the youth group. I now have a Christian podcast. It led to me finding photography. It led to me starting a company.
Yeah. What church is it?
It's called.
Let them know.
It's called Ignite Church. It's out in Milan.
Okay. I'm put the address right here.
Yeah,
right there.
It's 420 Hurd Street.
Yeah, I might come one Sunday. I'm into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Show off some of your artwork, bro.
Yeah. So this actually right here that you got there, that's actually the very first photo I've ever printed.
Ever.
This is history right here.
And so that picture is actually really special to me. So I took that on a trip.
I would say this.
So that one is
pictures in general, like got you in a really good place.
Yeah.
Just something
something to get me out,
Yeah.
well, to work on and to get me out of the house. So, like, a lot of people don't realize that, like, if you're just stuck in your house 24/7, you ain't going nowhere and you seeing no one,
man.
you're just stuck in your head.
Yeah.
And if your head is already messed up and in a dark place, all you're going to do is just sit here and play in that loop. So you end up in that damn downward spiral.
Oh, it was in the cup. And what did he do? He spilled that shit. Oh my God.
I just started doing film this year.
Like darkroom and stuff?
So I send all my stuff out.
Oh, someone else does it?
Yeah, I don't have any room to.
Have you ever been inside like a darkroom and actually worked on film?
Yeah, I haven't worked on it myself, but I've been in there.
Hate it. I hate darkroom. I hate everything about it. You can't see your fucking hands.
Yeah, that's true.
I was putting the shit in the liquids for too long, and everything just kept going wrong.
You didn't set the timer?
Learning. Huh?
You didn't set the timer?
I was, but I just kept. I suck. I went to Celine actually.
Okay.
For like a photography class.
Okay.
Shout out Rodriguez. I'm gonna send it to him. What up, Rod? Professor Rod. No, we call him Sensei. What up, Sensei Rod? Yeah, but like, yeah, I just didn't like film, but I really liked going out and taking like scenery pictures like this. So I really admire these.
It's something about just like the disconnect.
Yeah.
Like when you're using a film camera, I started carrying a film camera with me all the time. I have one in my bag right now.
Can we see it?
Yeah, I mean it's just a super cheap like point and shoot.
Oh yeah, I got the film camera on me, man. Oh, you know I got that thing.
Dude, so I always have at least 2 cameras on me. So I have this guy on me. It's just a super cheap like point and shoot.
You can get that at a thrift store, yo.
That's where I got this from.
Yeah, people
just throw these out.
Yeah, people just like throw it away.
Yeah,
you can get anything from
So I always have this guy, and then out in the car I have my street camera that I just started using like a month ago, and it's just like it's almost like a digital version of this,
right?
Made by Fuji.
So what would you say is the best camera to start?
Any camera that you have.
Your phone, I would say.
Yeah, literally any camera that you have.
Literally.
I mean, if your phone is all that you have, definitely it's a great. Like I started on my phone too, and it's a great way to start learning the basics, like composition, your rule of thirds, just the basics.
Just learning the rules so you can break them.
Exactly. Most cameras or camera phones now have like a pro mode or whatever, where you can even learn your exposure triangle on it.
I think we're in a really good time for art.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, at this point, there's no reason for anybody to not have some sort of creative outlet. Yeah. There's so many different ways to get
it's so beneficial for your life.
Yeah.
Like just how you said, like it got you out of depressive states, where it's kind of like an outlet.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like some people, so like me and you were both wrestlers back in the day.
Yeah.
At the time.
Good wrestling times.
For me at the time, wrestling, and then I did MMA for a little bit after that.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. For that time, that was my outlet because I didn't know I needed creativity in my life.
It can be creative though.
Right. Yeah. You definitely have to have a creative mind in order to like be a good fighter.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to think on your feet, quite literally at times.
For real though.
Yeah, I remember this one time I was in a match and I literally had to like jump over this dude to like try and like get behind him because like I could not like.
And just be like that sometimes.
As many times I like tried switching up angles and stuff like that on him, it just didn't work.
You just gotta do something else. You gotta be able to go.
You gotta do something crazy.
Same person in different ways.
Yeah,
until it works.
You end up having to do something crazy in order to make it work.
Yeah, to the craziest people.
Yeah. Who are also thinking of something crazy to do back to you.
If you're ever in a fight, do something crazy to the craziest people.
True.
And that will beat them. If you could go back in time, what would you go to school for?
Probably either cinematography or something in design. I
think some people don't go to school for art because they don't think it's a career.
So the reason I didn't go back to school when I got into photography is because by the time I realized I could go back to school for it, I had talked to other people who did go or either did go or were going, and I'd already known almost as much as they did.
You could teach yourself everything,
bro. YouTube University. If you have the drive,
YouTube
University is the place to go.
Damn right.
Like, look, there's literally anything you want to learn.
Myself everything off YouTube. YouTube is my mom, my dad, and my teacher. I don't give a fuck.
Look, like, not only can you like learn photography and stuff like that, you can learn how to cook. You can learn anything off YouTube.
Definitely, YouTube University. I got a degree from there.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
and a couple different things too.
It definitely shows though.
Thank you.
It definitely shows.
I mean, so like everything I've learned on like a lot of I can't say everything because I do read a lot of books.
Right.
A lot of the things I learn like when I'm in a pinch or like quickly trying to learn something, I'll go straight to YouTube. I'll go to YouTube before I go to Google for most things.
Google and YouTube, like Google's the number one search engine. YouTube's like
YouTube's number 2.
And YouTube's owned by Google, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody's owning everything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah. Big Pharma, right?
Yeah. You vlog too, right?
Yeah. So I just started vlogging recently.
How you like that?
It's different.
I want to start vlogging, reason being a lot of funny moments happen in my life.
Yeah.
And I love looking back on that. And I want to share it with people. Like I just posted one today, like me just cooking my friend. Like
yeah, and I saw you just like the other day. I think it was on your story going through Walmart, like riding around on Walmart.
Yeah, that's just like documenting the moment. Like that's what we do on the regular.
Yeah,
so, like just show people, and it ends up being something funny when you actually create with it.
Yeah,
I mixed it with like my style of videos.
Yeah.
Like, I did a voiceover of me and him racing with like the little ducks.
Yeah. I saw it.
I'll put the video right here. Bet. But the bus box. Shit, nigga. Bro, I won that shit. YB and Mr. Cups go at it. Mr. Cups takes a huge leap over YB's duck with a smooth transition to a landing. Okay, now we're duck and duck, head and head. Who will win this race? YB and Mr. Cups are very competitive, moving towards the end. Who will get there first? Oh my God, Mr. Cups is in the lead. Wait, YB let go of his duck. Oh no, Mr. Cups, you have lost this one. God damn it, I lost. Yeah, shit like that. So what do you like vlog for?
So my vlog style is because a lot of the people I see on YouTube and a lot of people I aspire to, they've been well established when they start on YouTube. They're already well established most of the time within the photography and cinematography filmmaking world. Mm-hmm. Me, I see whereas I can niche in.
Everyone starts at 0, bro.
Well, I see where I can niche in was where I'm just getting started. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so like I'm just now learning how to like really get into the photography world and make it into a business. I'm really just now starting to get into cinematography.
I saw you were taking it kind of slow too, like just trying to do like 2 this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So like the other thing is like, so I have my own photography and videography business at the moment, or cinematography business that I'm just starting up. I also work at the youth house with the kids and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I have my podcast. I also have almost full-time job as a manager at a coffee shop.
Oh shit.
So between all those things, it's a little hard to like get that vlog in there, especially when I don't have somebody following me around with the camera and I'm doing it all by myself.
Mm-hmm. And editing.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Hours. I do 6 to 8 hours of editing a day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's a lot. It's
what
like
a
whole shift.
What are you using right now for editing?
Premiere Pro all day.
I've just started messing with Photoshop. I think I only have like a couple of pictures that I've ever Photoshopped.
Do you have any in front of us?
I think I either have one.
Photoshop's not easy, bro.
I honestly, there's a girl that I work with. She's in graphic design, and if it gets beyond my level, I'm just like, hey, help me out.
Yeah, I'll just have her DM me. I want to talk to her.
I'll send her. She's actually this girl right here. Is actually the girl.
Looks familiar.
She's in a couple of my pictures and whatnot.
She's gonna be on this show.
Have you seen this girl?
Have you seen her? I need her on my show. I want to talk to her about editing.
There's that for you.
It's like flames.
That fire. Originally, I wanted to do that as like an actual effect.
Right.
The scary part was that book that she's holding is actually like covered in like brake cleaner and alcohol because I was actually trying to light that book on fire. I was trying to have it as
that makes the coolest pictures though.
Well, I was trying to have it as a practical effect. The craziest thing is like the lighter ended up being broken, and then I got it lit for like a half second, and the wind blew it out. So that fire ended up being like full photoshopped in there.
Oh man!
And like the way we ended up getting the light on there is I ended up like just using my phone flashlight and sliding my phone into the book. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's smart.
Yeah. So it was a little sneaky edit. I traveled up north for a little bit. I went up to Mackinac. That's where this picture was taken. It was on my trip up to Mackinac.
I love this picture, bro. Even if it's your first print.
So that picture is actually really special to me. So I'll tell you why that picture is really special to me. That picture right there ended up. My grandfather passed away about a year ago. That ended up being the picture that my grandma picked out for like the funeral and everything.
Right.
And this right here, out of all of my pictures that I've ever taken, this is one of the ones that my grandfather was like, "That's like an awesome picture."
It's so cool.
It was really just chance thing that like I captured it like that.
It's a beautiful story.
I had no clue how I did it.
That's a beautiful story.
Like I legitimately have at the time I was taking these pictures, I had not figured out how to use my camera really yet.
Really?
Yeah, I was still just like wishing and praying that I was taking a picture correctly.
Yeah, it definitely sometimes luck plays into it.
Oh yeah,
but like it happened.
Yeah,
you did it.
It honestly, like through photography, I've learned to allow the happy little mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're accepting it.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Well, I mean, I'm also like I'm in a completely different space in my life at this point.
Headspace.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm like how you're going with it, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm definitely. So like, I would say when I first started this, like you can even like look through my edits. Like when you first started this, like you're like, oh, your edits change a lot.
Yeah. Actually,
the closer you get to my more recent edits, is the more me and more real I've been, and that's really realistically what I've been like chasing in life is trying to be the realist I can be, and really trying to like turn that into artwork. So now like my most recent work, I've been able to start pouring that out a little bit more because I actually know what I want.
Just being yourself.
Yeah.
It was in a cup. And he spilled that shit all over. Where do you see yourself going with this? Though? You want like a big business or just like a little one?
So
local.
No, I want to go big.
Damn right. I Shoot for the motherfucking star, Shane.
I don't want to stay local. So the reason why like you'll see like Ann Arbor like tagged, like if you go onto my Instagram profile, it's like my name.
It says like
Ann Arbor Photography. Yeah. The reason why that is it's actually another Instagram hack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like there's a couple of Instagram hacks just in my bio alone. The Ann Arbor Photographer is one of them. So when people are searching through Instagram and like they're looking for a photographer, if you search on Instagram Ann Arbor Photographer, right, it's a search engine just like Google. It's SEO. I'm one of the first ones that'll pop up.
I should put Canton, Michigan podcast. That's smart as hell. Yeah. I haven't thought about that one.
So it's like you have location tag in your name alone because you already have your name on there. That's your username.
Yeah.
So that already pops up. So what's the point of having Shane Michael when people are searching?
Right.
So at this point, I'm just optimizing my search and the ability for people to find me by saying, my username is Shane Michael Co. And then my quote unquote name is Ann Arbor Photographer. So whenever you search either Shane Michael Co. or Ann Arbor Photographer, I'll pop up on both of those searches.
Right. How do you tie your interest into the pictures?
All right.
That's something I'm actually interested in because my girlfriend wants to take. She likes photography.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like having to take pictures for somebody else.
Okay.
She's not interested in like the imagery.
What is she interested in?
I have no fucking clue. You'd have to ask her.
All right. So for me, when I first started, I started shooting landscapes simply because I didn't have any friends to shoot. I had just gotten rid of all of my friends.
Right.
And I didn't feel like I was close enough with anybody to be like, hey, yo, you want to go for a shoot? Like, on top of that, I didn't feel like I was good enough and I had no clue what I was doing with the camera. Yeah. So I just started going out to like different parks and stuff like that and shooting.
Right.
And then that helped me slowly figure out, I like this specific thing in this picture.
Right.
Well, how do I get that more often? So like I noticed in my very first photo shoot ever, there's a picture I took. There's just like a post and it had some graffiti on it. And then it's underneath like the bridge with a river next to it. And the colors of it were like really red and blue and just like dark and like it was like super moody. And I was like, I like that. How do I get more of that? So I started like moving more towards cityscapes.
So basically you failed a lot until you found success.
Failed constantly. I'd miss focus on a photo. It'd be overexposed and like you could barely see anything or be underexposed. When I first started shooting, I was shooting on JPEG. For those who don't know anything about don't know anything about photography, so JPEGs are great and all. It's like what you download for Google, and it's great to post on Instagram.
Yeah.
But if you're actually trying to edit photos and stuff like that, there's no information in them.
Nothing. It's just like a file that like you would see like plastered on a wall.
Right. Right. Like It's like if you gave like an artist a half completed canvas already.
Yeah, literally.
And then only gave them like 2 colors to complete the rest. like that's what a JPEG is. And so for like the first like 8 months of me shooting photography, I was shooting on JPEG. I didn't even know that there was like a such thing as RAW yet.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't even know there were like.
It's a lot to learn, man.
Yeah.
I understand, bro.
Yeah.
That's how I felt with these. You know how many videos have been corrupted?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've corrupted so many files, bro. Yo, some things that are like you've been interested in like your childhood just like come out of nowhere later in life.
Yeah.
Have you ever like done anything in high school where it's just like in you kind of?
What do you mean?
Like for me, I used to like make like these like trailers.
Okay.
Like on iMovie. Like just fucking around. And me and him were just talking about this. Like I was just walking around school and record things.
Okay.
And I like make like a funny trailer out of it.
Yeah.
And like and now I just started making videos out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And,
so
yeah.
So the way I can relate to you on that is like my mom used to have this little like it was a camera kind of like this one, like it was just like a little like film camera that like just a point and shoot. But like at every point I would always like steal her little film camera and like take like pictures with it. My mom would be so mad because like she'd go get the film developed and she'd be like, oh, I have these great pictures of like the family or the kids or like this trip we went on. She'd get it back and like it'd be like double exposed every frame on the film because like I stole it back and started taking it. So like yeah, like that's where like I just recently was like, oh yeah, I remember like when I was a kid I used to like take my mom's camera all the time. Like anytime I would get anything with a camera, I'd always like take it and like
it's crazy
just start taking pictures.
Because I was talking, I think it's like 3 podcasts ago. I was talking to this dude named Lex.
Okay.
And we were talking about how like things are like instilled in you.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yo, it's kind of true.
Yeah.
And like my friend Jeff, like he used to like take apart like his wrestling shoes.
Yeah.
You know Jeff.
Yeah.
He would take apart his wrestling shoes and make like a whole new shoe out of it.
Huh.
And now he designs clothes.
Oh, that's
it's
dope.
just like the way things link together.
Yeah. No, for me, like for the longest time, I was like, I don't even know where this like side of me came from.
Yeah, literally.
Because like, so you remember, obviously, like we were talking about before, you remember Anthony, right?
Yeah.
I did a shoot with Anthony over the summer, and like it was the first time we had hung out in a while, and he was like, dude, like I love like this side of you is coming out, and like you're really coming into yourself. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like how I've always been. He's like, no, you weren't always like this. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, dude, you used to be like such a like quiet, just like kind of like somewhat intense hardcore dude, and like now you're just like this like chill like semi-hipster like
you are
photographer.
You're not hipster, you're semi-hipster.
I'm not full hipster.
Definitely.
One thing I learned like with photography, and I actually learned this when I was going like through the like learning some of the business side of it, is so like you set the bar at an achievable rate so that way when you overshoot that, it's like it's an actual like pleasable thing.
Yeah.
So like for example,
falling under all the time.
Right. So for like example,
I'm aware. Yeah.
For example, like with my pricing, like half the time, like I'll tell people, and it's not like a scam or anything, but it's like I'll tell people, all right, for $75, I can give you 15 fully edited photos back, right?
Right.
And we'll shoot for 45 minutes. By the way, these aren't my actual prices or anything like that. It's just me throwing out numbers.
Right.
But like I'll say that with the actual expectation for myself to give them more than 15, but that 15 is a bare minimum that's actually attainable. Like if everything else goes wrong, I know I can at least get those 15 photos.
Oh, that's good biz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like with the vlog, I said my bare minimum was 2 vlogs in December, but realistically, I actually like to get 3 or 4 out.
It was in the cup. You want to say it for me?
Well, I don't like cussing.
You know, it's a special occasion.
All right. And I spilt that shit.
All over. All right, yo. I'm going to start wrapping this up, actually. Yo, it was great having you. Drop your socials one more time.
All right. So the Instagram is at Shane Michael Co. And then Twitter is at one Shane Michael. I don't even really mess with Facebook, so there's no point in plugging that.
Right. YouTube
is, I believe it's at Shane Michael Co. as well.
Yeah. All of it's in the description. Go click the motherfucking links. I'm your host, Sadek Cheeks, aka The Cup Man, aka Mr. Cups. All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all next week. Keep spilling that. All over. All right, bet.